Hello, 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 and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. I'm your host, Jane Anderson, and this is season 3, episode 2, The Quiet Field. After the rush, starting when the noise has passed. The rush of New Year has passed now. Oh, I would like to hope so. The decorations are down. Everything has softened. We've had the first week of back to work. The noise has faded and life is starting to return to its rhythm. Not saying returned because there's still time to get back into that rhythm of life. And this is where I believe real beginnings happen. Not in the shouting, not in the promises that we make when adrenaline's high, like those New Year's resolutions we talked about last week. But here, when things quieten just enough for us to hear ourselves again, that that little place beneath the urgency, beneath the expectation, beneath the pressure to be different, to be better, or to be further along than we are now. Today, I want to talk to you all about pace, about how quickly life expects us to move, even when our bodies, our hearts, or our minds are asking us to slow down. Now, you all know I've been taking it slowly and reassessing, rewriting. And there's a story that I keep coming back to, and I used this analogy yesterday at my networking event. Penguin and a stone, a pebble. You might already know about this, about me and penguins. They are one of my favourite collectibles, and this one's all dressed up for the snow that we had at the weekend. And not just because I like soft toys. I've always been drawn to soft toys. I once was told that I waddled like a penguin. That was what Jonathan told me before I had my hip operations. And it's not just the penguins. When I've looked at the places I go, things I do, I always seem to come across heart-shaped pebbles. This one actually has lines on, which is even more. Anyway, keep this in my pocket. So if things get tough, I just feel for the stone in my pocket. Back to the penguins and the pebble, I suppose, because penguins choose a partner. When they choose a partner, it is for life, and it doesn't arrive with grand gestures. It doesn't rush. The penguin brings a pebble, a small, ordinary stone. Now, that penguin has chosen that pebble very carefully and offered the pebble with intention to the penguin that he wants to spend the rest of his life with. So, intention, that word, intention. The pebble becomes the foundation of their shared home. And I find that so grounding. I find that comforting in my heart that I found that heart-shaped stones appear for me. And also because meaning isn't built through speed, it's built through what we choose slowly, deliberately, and with care. Like I said, I find these heart-shaped stones when I'm not even looking for them. I have a little box that I keep them in. And I could tell you where I'd found each and every one of them and what I was actually thinking at that particular moment in time. Showing me that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And just like this one, I carry with me at all times. We live in a world that tells us the opposite. Move faster, get back to normal. Finding your normal is key. It may not be what your normal used to be. And that's my reminder to you today. My normal is not what it used to be. It certainly isn't. There's also the keeping up, the don't fall behind. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. And this is especially how it feels at the start of a new year. But what if slowing down isn't slowing behind? What if it's how we choose what really matters to us? And linking back to the penguin and the hips, after my hip operations, my pace didn't just change. My body had to relearn how to move. I had to learn how to walk again, step by step, repetition by repetition. And especially at this time of year, there's a lot of talk about the idea that it takes 21 days to change a habit to create new neural pathways in the brain. And that's correct. I lived that process long before I ever studied self-development. I didn't know the language. I didn't know the why. Like, I didn't know the language behind I wasn't listening to the 21 days to change a habit. I didn't know the science. My body knew, though. It knew that I could change the habit. I could learn to walk again. And every day I repeated the movement slowly, consciously, and very often awkwardly. It wasn't easy. At first, it didn't feel natural. It was almost, it's really hard to explain, other than it didn't feel natural. Your whole body wants to move. And I suppose what I'm saying is your whole body wants to be able to do it because it remembers that you can, but the physicalities aren't there for you to do it. Then something shifted. My whole body remembered. My mind adapted to the fact that actually I can't walk as I used to. I have to retrain my brain, retrain the muscles that's been damaged, and the movement then became smoother. And then one day I realized I wasn't even thinking about taking the steps and being cautious and needing a stick. It just happened. And that's what we call unconscious competence. When something that once required effort becomes embodied. It was only when I joined self-development with Dynamite Lifestyle that I realized how powerful that was. I had already been living that scientific process of the mind. Not through force, not because I was studying it, not through motivation, but through patience, repetition and meaning without actually understanding why. And that same process applies to how we change our lives. Real change doesn't happen because we declare it loudly. And that's what I've been doing recently. Happens when we practice it gently, when we choose it again and again, even when no one's watching. Urgency doesn't build foundations. Intention does. And that's why this year I chose intentions over resolutions. Resolutions are often pressure of being who we think we should be or where we should be by now. Intentions come from listening, from noticing what lights us up, which is what I've been delving into. That one thing that restores us and what feels honest in here, in our bodies. This season of the podcast isn't about becoming more. It's about becoming more you, becoming the person you really already are at your pace, with care and with meaning. So this is like some of the questions that came up for me. I'm not asking how fast can I move in this season of the podcast. I'm asking, what are you choosing to build your life right now? Because foundations that are built with care will last. So just when you feel that ugh or that ah moment, sit with that question. What am I choosing to build my life on right now? And remember that question and just ask yourself that. That is what I'm going to talk about for the next 12 weeks or so. The, the pace of life, the heart of the work that I do, that journey with Janey, in the quiet field. A place rooted in nature and guided by meaning, where we slow down long enough to listen to ourselves, listen to what's going on in here. If you've been feeling out of step, if your pace has changed, if you're sensing that rushing isn't the answer anymore, you're not broken, you're not behind. You might just be choosing your pebble. So as we move through the rest of this week, I'll ask the question again. Not how fast should I be moving right now? Not that question. Remember this question. What I am choosing to build my life. What am I choosing to build my life on? Because sometimes those quiet choices become the strongest foundations. Like I've said before, I'm repeating myself. I know I am. So just remember those questions. How strong are the foundations that you're planting in your mind? And if that question resonates and you want to know more about the quiet field, all the information is in the links on the podcast page. You know it is. And from me to you, thank you for walking this quiet path with me. I'm glad you're here today. And till next time, take care. I'm Jane Anderson, and this is the Journey with Janey podcast. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janey podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also remember, there are ways of contacting me through my website on www.journeywithjaney.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call. And all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.